Here we are in beautiful Constance Bay, which is located in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. It is September 15, 2021. The high for today is about 22 degrees, which is about 71 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a beautiful day for September here in Ottawa. As you can see, our backyard is located right on the beach here in Constance Bay. Since we moved into the bay about 4 years ago, my wife and I have really gotten into gardening. She looks after the flowers, and I look after the tropicals. Both of us start many of our plants from seed. We do that in a grow tent starting in about February or March. However, many of the tropicals were purchased. They need to be brought in for the winter as they cannot handle the extreme cold temperatures here in Ottawa. As you can see, on our balcony which overlooks the Ottawa River, we keep some plants up there as well. We have 2 Majesty Palms as well as some spices. Looking down to the left of the balcony, you can see a giant bird of paradise plant, which is located amongst some ferns and hostas. Under the window of the shed is a banana plant, which is actually a musa bajou, a hardy banana plant. Here you can see the bird feeder, which doubles as a plant hanger for the summer. And in the back, in the garden in the corner, you can see my prize, which is a Mexican fan palm. Closer to the house is a dwarf phoenix date palm, a Phoenix Roebelenii. This palm is also kept in a pot, which is buried in the ground, so that the plant can be brought in for the winter. Over here we have more petunias, wave petunias. It's actually a bird feeder which I bought for my wife for her birthday last year. So in the summer we stopped putting bird food in the feeder. The birds don't need the food, so we hang our baskets on it and it's irrigated. You can probably see the hoses going up. This garden, which you saw earlier from the balcony, is full of hostas and ostrich ferns. It was super lush in the summer, but now that it's fall, things are starting to die. Over here we have a date palm. The palm is in a pot, which is buried in the ground, so it kind of looks like it's growing right straight from the ground, but actually it's in a pot, so we can remove it from the ground to store it for the winter. Again, over here by the shed, we have the musa bajou, the banana tree. I'm hoping the frost won't get to it. I'll be cutting it back to about 1 foot in the fall and covering it with mulch. You can see we have huge oak trees all around us here in Constance Bay. Back to the banana, yep, as I said, I'll be covering it with mulch, putting a chicken wire fence around it, and then covering it with plastic or a tarp or something. I tried it before, it didn't work, but we'll try it again this year, see what happens. Looking back the other way, you can see the rest of the yard, more palm trees, gardens, smaller gardens. And in this corner we have my Mexican fan palm, some more musa bajou, and then of course tons of my wife's plants and flowers. Here's a better shot of my Mexican fan palm. I'll be trying to overwinter this one in the ground this year. I'll be using 2x4 frame with rigid insulation and Christmas lights on a thermal cube. I also have a plumbing wire to keep pipes from freezing. We'll be using that to try and keep the ground from freezing. We get many cold days here in Ottawa. It goes down to -30 a few days, and a lot of days between -10, -20. So in January, February, we can go anywhere from 0 to -30, but most days between 0 and -10, I guess. So we'll see how that does. I'll overwinter it, and a later video will show you how it's doing. So when I got this palm early last spring, it was quite cool, and nights going below 0 still. It was suffering a bit at the nursery, and when I got it home, it was suffering more. All the leaves died, but the tree was obviously still alive, and now it's working on its 6th and 7th new petioles coming out. So it's doing very well and recovered nicely. So as mentioned earlier, I'll be overwintering this palm. It'll be my first experience. I'm following some advice from James Palms and the Green Dragon. And here's another little palm. It's second winter outdoors with no protection. It doesn't grow a trunk, but I'm not sure what it is. If you can identify it for me, that'd be great. Another little Majesty Palm here, as well as a larger one over there. And another smaller one which is being overtaken by the wave petunias. Looking south from my Mexican fan palm, in the back you can see a coconut palm. It's dead. I overwintered it last year inside, and I guess with the lack of humidity, the poor thing died, and so I was hoping it would come back and put it outside, but no luck. Here I've got a pineapple plant. This is the first pineapple plant I bought. It had a little pineapple on it when I bought it, and my wife went and ate it, so she enjoyed that. It's really doing well. It's gotten huge, and looks good. And here I've got dracaneas, again in pots, and they come in for the winter too. These dracaneas are actually quite interesting. We put them out each summer in a pot, and each summer a branch pops off it and falls into the ground near the pot, and it kind of roots itself, and so we end up with another little dracania, and so I've got some others in the garden somewhere else. Here's my nursery of my Mexican fan palms. Start those from seed inside and in a grow tent, and they're doing very well. I have about 50 or 60 of them. And here we have a spike or corn plant, a cordyline, I believe, and it's in a pot doing well. Got a couple more over here. These ones are just new. The other one, this one here, is about 5 years old. We've had it. We had two, but one died. So we're starting with these ones now. They'll come in as well for the winter, and then we'll put them in a pot again next year. On the other side of the yard, the southern side, we have another garden, smaller. It's got weigelas bushes, rose bushes, and of course wave petunias. Some people say they're excessive, and you can see my wife has great success with them. We also have a couple of Mexican fan palms and another Musa Baju. Those are all in pots though still. In front of this garden, getting swallowed by those excessive wave petunias, I have a couple of Majesty Palms. They're in pots and doing well. In the same garden towards the water, this is where I kept my baby palms. So I've got some Trachycarpus Fortunei and some Mexican fan palms and more Mexican fan palms here. They're all from this year, all started in the grow tent, and some have grown big and some haven't. Here's one of the dracaneas that fell in the ground a couple of years ago and rooted itself, and you can see there a Trachycarpus Fortunei from this year. Here you can see where my irrigation system is, where it branches out. It's 1/4-inch tubing that goes to all the plants. And here's my coconut plant that still survived. It had a rough winter, same problems the other, not enough humidity, but you can see the spears growing. Hidden behind, you can see a little Majesty Palm in a pot. And here you can see where we walk down to the beach. You can see that the water's quite low right now. We have lots of beach. There's the coconut palm again. And down below we have another garden, and you can see it's bordered by daylilies. There's hibiscus trees, 2 hibiscus trees on this side, and 2 more on that side. And here you can see those crazy wave petunias are just taking over. Anyways, that's it for my first attempt at uploading a video about palms from Constance Bay, Ontario. Anyways, thanks very much for watching. Bye.